to Aretha Franklin's opera coach. As you may have heard earlier on, she did sing opera. Mary Callahan-Lynch is in northern Michigan for us this morning. Very good morning to you, Mary. Thank you so much for your time. As I understand it, you spoke to Aretha Franklin really quite recently.
Yes, I did. Good morning. Yes, I've been working with Miss Franklin for almost 20 years, and I'm sure you're aware that she sang Nessun Dorma at the Grammy Awards in the States, and that was after I taught her the aria for a private party for Luciano Pavarotti. And as fate would have it, she was in New York at the time, and Luciano became ill at the last moment, and Miss Franklin was called in 30 minutes beforehand with no rehearsal and sang his signature aria. And that is how our relationship began. And then, because that was such a success, she was requested from all over the country to be singing with orchestras, and so our relationship continued with learning more repertoire. So yes, I had the honor of teaching her her operatic arias.
And as recently as, 3 weeks ago?
Oh, yes, so
you were
3
still
weeks ago,
talking to
yes.
her.
Well, that's why I was speaking with her. Yes. Well, she wanted to learn a new aria, and we were talking about it, and we scheduled it, and then as I was going out the door, I received a text to say, Mary, I'm so sorry, I have to cancel, but I will be talking with you, and that's the last time I heard from her.
Well, it must be a very sad day for you, but many people, and you know better than most, the extraordinary voice she had. Just explain to us a little bit about how her voice adapted to opera, for example, because we all associate it so much with other styles
Right.
of singing and that incredible power she brought to it. But just talk to us a little bit about the unique qualities her voice had.
Well, I think she brought her voice to opera. Opera didn't. She just had such a distinctive sound. You know, you could hear within a measure of any song that it was the Queen of Soul. And I think what she brought was her distinctive sound to the opera repertoire and made it her own. And what I loved, because of course I love opera, was that she brought a lot of people to opera in the States, certainly, that had perhaps never even heard of an aria or knew about Puccini, and she was quite passionate about the art form.
Mary, just share with us, if you would, a little bit of what she was like to work with. You know, how she was when you're around her character.
Well, you know, she is the Queen of Soul, and there was a very regal quality about Aretha personally. She was a very elegant, very refined woman. She was absolutely lovely and a joy to work with. Obviously, she was a musical genius and was like a sponge, you know. She just picked it up so quickly. She had an extraordinary ear. And I mean, can you imagine how lucky was I to be able to coach her on that? It was a joy.
Mary, we thank you for your thoughts this morning. Thank you so much for your time. That's Mary Callahan-Lynch. And it's just fascinating hearing different parts of someone's career like that, isn't it?
She was a brilliant pianist as well as being a phenomenal singer. I think the quote from Michelle Obama is wonderful. She says, through her singing, we were all graced with a glimpse of the divine. Lots of tributes to Aretha Franklin in this morning's papers. Time for a look at the weather now.